What's good, Ravens fans? It's your boy JG back with another video. We're going to react to an interview from the Super Bowl, Mark Andrews. We're going to get right into it. I've already fast forwarded past all the stuff. I do want to say, though, before we get started, I just want to say, please, guys, if you have a chance, make sure you're subscribed to the video. Also, if we get to 5,000, we're going to start doing giveaways, 5,000 subscribers. I'm trying to make this the best community I can make it. And the way to do that is by giving back, and giveaways is a good way to do that. But yeah, we got to get the 5,000 subs first. So, guys, please do that. Now, let's jump right into the video.
It happens.
That's
to
right.
Get that recovery, right?
Sure.
All right, so let's start, with Greg Roman, that conversation there. Were you kind of surprised that happened? As far as been under the spotlight, been under scrutiny, you guys have done some good things, but where do you kind of see this offense going without Greg?
Yeah, I got a ton of respect for Giro, and he was actually my tight end coach when I was a rookie, so I learned a ton from him. And,
right.
He's an incredibly smart individual and incredibly gifted, just his offensive mind. So I think wherever he goes, whatever he does, he's going to be very, very well off. And I'm excited to see where we're going to go. I don't know, who they're going to choose or what they're doing, but I know they're doing their due diligence to put, the players that they have, which a lot of good ones, to the best position.
Well, I know that. Yeah. So what do you think? What do you think you guys need a little bit? I'm with you. I got great respect for Greg.
So first, I want to shout out Chris Sims. These are some good questions, and he's digging in. Mark Andrews, listen, he does a good job. He giving that just that, hey, this is what we feel. Nah, we need the answers, buddy. Did he suck or not? Okay. And again, Mark Andrews is one of the few players on the team who might be, a little sad that Giro's going away, because Mark Andrews was eating when Lamar Jackson was in the game. So, to be real. But let's see what happens when he digs in a little deeper.
Greg Roman, right? There was always the talk about, hey, the run game is great, but hey, we need more in the pass game, right, Mike, and all that. What do you think is that next phase of the offense that need to maybe push the Ravens over the hump a little bit?
There's so many different offenses that you could choose from.
I know.
I just think that, this is such a pass-happy league nowadays that if you're not doing it, you're almost falling behind. So I think there's going to be
a little more in that department.
There's going to be some sort of that, yeah.
Right.
And we've had that, but I think that whoever we choose is, obviously the Ravens are going to be able to run the ball.
We know that. You guys aren't going to stop doing that. All those big dudes you got up there and everything.
100%.
Right.
We got J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, and all our big guys in the O-line. So we're going to be able to run the ball, but we got to be able to pass the ball at a high rate.
A little more slanted to the pass game.
That's a dangerous team when we start doing that.
Yeah, right. Mark, what do you?
And so that's interesting. Just a quick comment before he keeps on going. I'm excited about that. I'm excited because it seems like Mark Andrews, who is the most important receiver, is ready for that switch. He could have went either way, only because he was eating already, right? He could have been one of those players that said, I don't care. But just reading his language, his body language between the lines, he said, if we can compete if we have the talent, which of course, he's not going to say we don't have the talent, a receiver. But also, if we have the scheme, put those two together, and we could be dangerous. And I think Mark Andrews sees that as well. So I like the answer. I thought it was honest, and I thought he said, we need to switch it up and pass more without throwing Giro under the bus. So good job on Mark. That training really came in handy.
Receivers don't want to be part of that offense, and it's been blamed on Lamar Jackson at times. It's been blamed on Greg Roman at times. It's the identity. It's the run-heavy offense. I guess from your perspective, hey, more targets for me if we don't have a bunch of great receivers. But what do you make of that when you hear that?
I think we got to change that narrative. I think that Baltimore and the Ravens should be a spot that guys want to go. It should be a destination, and we're going to make it that.
Well, tell people about Lamar and his talent throwing the football a little bit. He still gets put in a box of he's a running.
Chris Sims, listen. Hey, Chris, you invited to my cookout. I'll tell you that, buddy. So, Chris Sims, again, telling what it is. Hey, I know you're a football player. Tell them what it is, right? I know you don't want to be just out here shouting out things. It's a contract dispute with your boss. Technically, your boss and another coworker are having a dispute here. You don't want to get into it too much, right? I understand that. But tell them what it is, man. Tell them how great Lamar Jackson is. They need to know because from his passing ability, they sleeping on him. So it's just crazy. Also, I want to go back to the screen real quick. You see the stat right here of 30th in the red zone? Unacceptable.
quarterback, and
Yeah.
I'm an ex-quarterback. He's got arm talent.
He's got arm talent, man. He can sling the heck out of the rock.
Right?
He puts it where it needs to be. You know, some of the best balls I've ever caught in my life have been from Lamar. Just incredible throws. Some of them off the back of his foot. You know, getting pressure, and he's a guy that always keeps the play alive. So you can always got to be ready. And he's such an insane talent. Obviously, he's incredibly talented with his feet, but to me, his arm is what makes him really special.
Yeah.
How hard was it to play without him down the stretch again this season?
It was tough. You know, obviously Lamar's my guy, and you know, not having one of your leaders, with you is tough. But look at Tyler Huntley. He was just in the Pro Bowl, and
It's crazy.
and he can sling the heck out of.
All right, you listen. I feel bad because this season I have to talk badly about Huntley. I like him, I really do. But we got to stop pretending that he's like a starting quarterback, right? He's not ready yet, and how he made the Pro Bowl, I have no idea. It's just with guys, the numbers don't lie, right? He just couldn't get it done. And a lot of people want to compare, saying like, "Hey, he just got in. If he had a whole off season, you don't. That's not how this game works. One and two. When Lamar Jackson came in the game, he didn't have a whole off season either, and he wasn't a good passer. But the Ravens won games because of his ability to run. The Ravens won games because of his ability to run. The Ravens can't win games based on Huntley's ability to run or pass. It's not good enough in this league. So let's hear what you guys say. But again, injuries, of course, were painful for the Ravens, especially when your best player isn't on there. And it doesn't matter what team you play for. If your best player isn't on the field, especially at the quarterback position, you have no chance. So.
Yeah.
So we're very blessed with two great quarterbacks like that. I think he did an incredible job. I just think it's different scenario, maybe a little bit better off.
Well, tell us, like, what is the Lamar effect a little bit, right? We hear opposite teams gush about him, but like when you're out on the football field, like, Tyler Huntley, great respect for him, but he's not Lamar Jackson. Like, tell us Lamar as far as just that extra element he brings on the field, and then maybe even just some of like what's his leadership style a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you have Lamar in the
So this is another thing that I think is weird. I feel like in this interview, Mark Andrews isn't really defending Lamar as much as he has in the past. That could mean something coming, guys. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. The way that they jumped to Tyler Huntley, the players know things, right? They talk to each other. So no team is going to trade for Lamar if they don't think Lamar's on board. So, and if Lamar's on board, he probably talked to Mark Andrews. And if Mark Andrews knows, he won't be bigging up Lamar Jackson like he has in the past. That's scary for me. You guys might disagree. You guys gotta let me know. That's a little scary.
the field, the defense is so worried about number 8.
That's right. So you sense that when you're out there.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
Everything that they're doing, all the game planning things are all about Lamar Jackson. How they can stop that guy because he's so special. And so, as an offensive player, that takes a little bit of pressure off of you.
Yeah.
More eyes are on that guy, so you get to find a little more spots here or there. So, just when you have a talent like that on the field, it just makes your job easy.
Yeah.
Okay, elephant in the room.
And this is a problem that the Ravens have. Again, the Ravens could never get a counter punch. 100%. When Lamar's being Lamar, the team is basically unstoppable, and we saw that. However, when a team is able to, for example, drop everybody back in coverage when you need a 3rd and 10, and the only thing that's open are the curl routes, Lamar has to pat the ball 3 times and let the play break so he can find somebody. That's not good enough. It's just not good enough. And this is what's been happening, guys. If we're going to be the best we can, we have to get a counterpunch. Okay, you stop Lamar's running. You stop the options. Okay, what can you do? Can you just run the ball out of shotgun? Can you just turn around and hand it off? Can you throw screen passes and get yards after it? What happens when they blitz and take away everything short? Can the receivers get open? If quickly, but still in an intermediate fashion. Similar to how other great receivers like Jamar Chase do it. Right? That's the question that we have to answer sooner or later if we're going to be Super Bowl champions. If we're going to be playing on Super Bowl Sunday. So,
room. We know about Lamar's contract situation. He's due to become a free agent. Some decisions need to be made by him, by the team, etc. Through all of this and extended into the regular season, and there was talk near the end of the season about why he wasn't playing is because of the contract. How much do you pay attention to that? How much is your phone blowing up with texts from your teammates about what's going on, and is Lamar going to be here?
Yeah, I don't really, pay too much attention to any of that because, anytime you're in a position like Lamar is, Heisman Trophy winner, there's so many, his whole career, there's going to be so much pressure. There's going to be so many people that talk about him, put out different narratives. And, to me, it's just like, let Lamar be Lamar, let him be a person. No one really knows what he's going through, right? No one knows how he feels. So I do know that he's incredibly, fierce competitor. And that, he loves playing football. He loves winning games. He hates losing. So I know that if he could have been out there, he would have been. Yeah.
Does it take over the conversations in the locker room a little bit, though? Like, to the point, I mean, I'm a fan. Like, when I was on the Bucs Super Bowl team and we had stuff going on, and we were talking about it in the locker room. Like, we had the drama with Keyshawn, right? Or, in the locker room, it's Wednesday morning before you go into the team meeting, and everybody's like, hey, what's going on with Keyshawn? Does that conversation come up a lot?
Oh, man. Some guys may be like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But, like I said, at the end of the day, it was tough not having him out there, but we were also blessed with Tyler Huntley.
Yeah.
But when Mark Andrews' head hits the pillow at night, do you consider, as you're laying there trying to fall asleep, holy shit, I may not have Lamar Jackson as my quarterback next year? Has that entered your brain?
No. I think
Why hasn't it entered your brain?
I think Lamar's a Raven for life. I know that the organization, I know they want Lamar, and I know that he has a lot of respect for the organization as well. So I think both parties want to get this deal done. It's just about doing it.
Yeah.
Do you ever, though, consider, like, is there something I could do to help break it? Like, everybody wants to be together here. What can I do? Can I clunk heads together and get this done? You're a big guy. You could do it. What could you do?
There's enough money to go around. And Steve Biscotti, he's got plenty of money. You don't have to give him yours, all right? Don't do that.
You don't need to give him Lamar.
Hey, guys, I've been saying this all the time. Google it. I researched it already. Google it. Steve Biscotti is the richest man in Maryland, ladies and gentlemen. The richest man in Maryland, okay? There's only 50 states, okay? He's the richest man in one of the 50 states. That means something, guys. I'm sorry. And then, Maryland close to D.C., so there's ballers here, in Maryland. I'm not one of them, but there are ballers here. So, hey, again, figure it out. But, and what I think it really is, I don't even think it's about money, to be 100% honest with you. The salary cap has gone up, all that good stuff. It's mainly, I don't want to be the one to set the precedent. If this is what I think, right? Honestly, let's say Joe Burrow gets a fully guaranteed contract, then Lamar will go get one. 100% believe that. It's just he doesn't want to be, no one wants to be the first loser, basically, and that's what's happening right now, in my opinion, in my humble opinion.
Don't do that. All right, I do want to ask you about the Super Bowl a little bit.
Yeah.
I know you didn't get to play the Eagles this year. Right. The Chiefs, you got a little history with them.
All right, guys. So, again, they're going to get into the Super Bowl, talk about, some of the great players in the Super Bowl. That is not why we are here. But, of course, you can go look at the entire interview on the NFL on NBC YouTube channel or the Peacock app. No sponsorship or anything like that. I'm just telling you guys how you can get that information. All right, so what I think about that interview, that last part made me feel better. I did feel better that he kind of started to praise Lamar, right? He kind of said, hey, Lamar's a Raven for life, because he was, basically throughout the interview saying, hey, Tyler Huntley was good enough. And the truth is, Tyler Huntley was not good enough. We all know that. If you're a Ravens fan and you can look me in the eye and you really believe that we would have lost the game against the Bengals regardless if Lamar Jackson was in the game or not, based on how that game went, come on. That would be dead wrong. It would be dead wrong, right? And I know Tyler Huntley is likable, and I guess people are starting to turn on Lamar, but if Lamar fumbled on the 1 yard line and it was returned for a touchdown, and that was the direct score differential, and while we lost, there would be some issues on ESPN, on NFL Network, all that bad stuff about Lamar. And we all know it, But for some reason, Tyler Huntley doesn't get that smoke, probably because he's not as great of a player as Lamar. But we're not going to pretend like the Ravens are the same level with Lamar and with Tyler Huntley. That's all I got to say. That's all I want to say. Again, nothing against Huntley. I think he's really, really great. It's just he's just not Lamar. And the longer we don't have Lamar on contract, the more nervous I will get that we'll not have Lamar in the season. It's just not a good thing for Ravens fans. So you guys let me know how you feel about this in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Remember, help us get to 5,000 subs. We only need 2,000 more. Please share this, all that great stuff. Help us grow. Ravens fans, we're going to build a community. Once we get to 5,000, we'll start doing giveaways. Once we get to 10,000, we might start giving out tickets. Hey, come on. Work with me. I'll work with the family. You guys are my Ravens family, so thank you guys so much. Go Ravens.